Hollywood A-listers raising at least $28 million for President Biden at a fundraiser. It comes after Donald Trump's own record haul in the blue state just over a week ago. A Democrat, Patrick Murphy, is a former congressman in key swing state, Pennsylvania, and he joins us now. Patrick, great to see you this morning. Good morning. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, too. By the way, I loved your son's video to you, and he had a Folds of Honor shirt on. That was really special.
He did. Thank you for that. So $28 million helped raised with celebrities in California. All right, but let me ask you this. Rachel Campos Duffy said this a little bit earlier in the show. Do you think it is of note that it does require sort of this Hollywood backing, celebrity backing for Joe Biden when he makes a public appearance or raises money? Is it of note that he needs that star power and it doesn't seem to come simply with the office of the presidency?
No, listen, I think he's had a vast coalition of folks, including small donors that are supporting him all across the country, including in my home state of Pennsylvania, Will. So, listen, he's going to get support where he can get it, including in Hollywood. And that was a historic event last night. But, you know, he did it in New York City. He's doing it in places like Pennsylvania. The First Lady's going to be in Philadelphia this Monday night. So he's getting after it, and it's coming down to those 6 states that you mentioned, including our battleground state of Pennsylvania.
Right, it's going to. And, you know, we can talk about fundraising and national polling. What do you think, Patrick, your state, Pennsylvania, what do you think right now for that particular one of the 6 battleground states? What do you think about Pennsylvania?
Listen, I think it's going to be nip and tuck. I mean, this is an epic rematch. Former President Trump won it in 2016. Biden beat him in 2020. So we have this epic rematch right now this year in less than 5 months. And I think, to be honest with you, Will, I know a lot of your viewers are not going to want to hear this, but the win is definitely at President Biden's back because we have record high stock market, historic levels. People are going back to work, and we're seeing dropping. The inflation was at 9%, which is way high, down to 3%. You're seeing gas prices going down, oil production at an all-time high in American history. So I really do think this trend lines of the economy moving absolutely in the right direction. And, Will, can I say one more thing? You know, I know former President Trump was in Detroit yesterday at Black Church, and he talked about, Black America, you know, unemployment was at a low. The Black unemployment rate under President Trump was 16%. It's now less than 5% right now under President Biden. So, like, the audio has to match the video. I mean, come on.
Hold on, Patrick. I don't have what stat you're referencing right now in front of me, but that's got to be a COVID number and the reduction in unemployment from COVID highs down to 5% now. You telling me, and again, I don't have it right in front of me, that it was the Black unemployment rate was 16% in 2019?
It was at the height of COVID. I mean, listen, the numbers are numbers. Yeah. But I'd also say that Black entrepreneurship is also up at an all-time high as well.
Patrick, that's not a fair economic stat that you just gave us, taking us from the height of COVID to today. That's not a reflection on policies by President Biden. That's a reflection on a COVID economy versus the real world. And real quick, on this economic message, and listen, Patrick, I appreciate where you come from, but I got to be honest with you. Whatever you're talking about, you know, record high stock markets and so forth, that is not what is reflected in national polls and not reflected anecdotally in what I hear from people about how they feel about the economy. If you're riding a record high stock market, boy, you better hope there's not some come to Jesus in that market between now and November.
Well, but Will, on that economic message, I do think it takes a while for it to set in. I think people are looking at it and they're saying gas prices have definitely gone down. They were $5. They're down at $3.24 is the average right now. And the reality of it is people, they felt the pinch. And we went through the worst, as you mentioned, the worst crisis, global crisis. We lost 1 million Americans to COVID. But people are now seeing we are getting out of it. The economy's back on the right track. And we have the strongest economy in the world. And part of that is we need to come together to really continue to move the ball forward and not play politics all the time. And I'm not saying you. I'm saying the American people that are tired.
I love the back and forth. Somewhere between you being wrong and me being right, we'll get to the truth. Patrick.
Well, what you are right about is that you're a great father. I do want to wish you and Pete and the guys happy Father's Day. You guys are great Americans, and I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much. I really mean that as well. Happy Father's Day to you, Patrick. Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.